Alright, what are we looking at? Some of y'all know. This is Chicago. Yeah. This is the Chicago exhibition to celebrate, I think, Christopher Columbus's 400 years. Is that it? And look, that's a gold statue. Man, listen, look, you can see on the side, I blew this up on a canvas. That's what I'm going to start doing to these pictures, because this was Chicago, and look at it now. What do you hear on the news every weekend? There's no shit. Okay, this is like, I don't know if it's 40 or 60 feet. Well, there's a boat right there. So that gives you a scale. And they say that was pure gold. You know, so it's Columbia. Columbus represents Columbia Pictures, Colombian coffee. It's some entity that's in with the Vatican it's all one. And then you got your Royal Arch right here. Dude, this structure is all over the earth. These structures. The Chattanooga Choo Choo's that right there. Right there it is, because it's Rome. See this little pavilion over here? Dude, and they say this was temporary now. Yeah, this is just temporary. And that's a lie. See, all this right here was, man, this is old world. This is Rome, though. We've never had this kind of technology. This is what we could be in right now. Why would you tear that down? Look at that shit. It'd be like, and all these little statues up here, all this has to do with, it's zodiacal, but it has to do with magnetism too. And it has to do with the sun and its circuit. All that stuff right there. When it comes over, there's different shadows. All that right there produces, and those little figures. And that right there, all of it. You know, and this is a door, so to speak. This is a gate, so to speak. This is on all, you'll see it cut in half right here, half of it in front of your churches, and it's everywhere. And then the complete circle. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. But see, surrounding, this is a small example of the structures. You can Google San Francisco, and guess what? All of them burned down. All of them. Yeah, and they'll say like a cow knocked over a candle, I think, in San Francisco. Burned down 95% of the fucking city. Or it was Chicago. I don't know. Get into it. You'll get into so much of it, it'll make you sick. That you'll see the same MO. Yep, stone, it just burned to the ground like lasers and everything. But our whole point is this is the world, and they built these things around them that were showcasing the new world, the technology you're in right now. And this monetary system was coming, you know, all this electric, you know, the electricity that you know of, you know, because they built structures like this that ran off of magnetism. However, what all that is, gold right there. Right, that's all we got to say. Look how big that is. It's a conductor. You know, so God knows whatever they had, whatever's in there was badass. And see, around the surrounding area of places like this, throughout this country and others, you had huge structures. You know, big structures. Sort of, this is a building right here. You can see it sort of. It looks like 2 stories right here and then on top. But they would have big, you know, hell, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-story structures, probably even higher. And those would be the quarters, the housing. And that's where they would raise people like us and control them and live off of them and use them. Okay? And then, you know, they had already taken over all the damn land, Rome, Vatican. That's it's Satan, if you will, but it all ties back into the old world. Because when you take down, what basically we never knew in the first place, but when you get rid of technology that we should know and then bring in the technology that you have to pay for, then you don't have to control these people anymore that you have. Because y'all know, you've seen the World's Fairs, some of them breaking them down, and there's nobody in these buildings. Nobody's in the town. Well, it's time for another reset. But then it became time to this. It's time to get rid of all those structures, convert them into orphanages, insane asylums, yada, yada, yada. And then it's time to, because the newspapers, the radio, TV was coming, all that was being controlled through those structures now. People still had to pay for that free magnetic energy, because they had lights. They were flying and all kinds of shit. So they had to pay too, the same way we are. And then not until the time was right, according to their calculations and how they work off the zodiac, then it was time to get rid of the old world, start to repopulate, control. Do you understand what I'm saying? And all this technology during the World's Fairs, it was already there. That's why Tesla, all these inventions, it's not that. We were dumb. All these inventions had already been in place prior. Natural though, with your elements, gold, silver, and all that, and they've corrupted that. You understand? The elements that produce free energy, you and me have to buy with their money. You understand? And then who wears all that bling bling? The people on TV. That's how they sell it. And then what do? Chase it. Not even knowing that we're wearing the biggest conductor ever. I mean, that's not there for no reason whatsoever. I can tell you that, or that. Right in the middle of the water too. So. Because and then you get into you got to get into not just that, but the mud floods. You got to get into the DEW or whatever, the direct energy weapons, and how they can send, we'll say this is a laser coming down. This is what it would look like in the air, because you can see them. The people have video, but this is on a big scale, and how they can send it into the earth, a direct one, and send all this energy into here. Well, everything down here is starting to boil, because they are just sending it straight in, and then when that cuts off, mud comes up, and combined with dams that we don't know about, that they've built and been like, yeah, go down there and populate, and then flood them. But they talk about volcanoes. Those are direct hit from, because you can see everything's covered up. Y'all know that. Everything that we need to know is right under our feet. And you get into this kind of stuff right here. It's not hard to see how, because you get into these castles and mountains, and how mountains have more than likely castles, huge structures, for long, big and everything. Well, they can just come over and just disintegrate it. And let that grow up in time, then allow whoever to go out and live, because for one, these resets from these cities that all burned down because the World's Fairs, all that technology gone. And then what do we have coming? They already knew the weather's going to be already on lock. They've been doing that for a long time. Because then you get into this kind of stuff right here. Yeah, plasma, like a blast, boom, really resetting. Because it's like where I live around here, there ain't no peach. There's trees, pear trees, but I'm talking about where's all those fruit trees that should be everywhere? Well, they're not. Wonder why. Do you understand what I'm saying? Doesn't matter where you live. Anything could be cultivated and harvested. But it's not. And that's where I can sort of understand how it combined with this and this. I go up on these mountains around my geographical location, and there is stones all over the fucking place. Everywhere. And nobody even, it's like, hey, how'd that happen? I don't know. Who cares? Let's go mess around. And some of them are perfect. And then in the wintertime, you can see back going up in the little pocket where there's water always pouring off of these rocks. So you can see a perfect little, it's like a well. Like it's been there for a long time. And I said, this winter, we're going to go look at that. Just in the middle of nowhere. And things, they just let it grow up. But I mean, it's like that everywhere. These, they've never made going up on mountains a priority for anything. Yeah, you can go sightseeing stuff, but it's always been inside. We go to school 12 grades inside. We go to church on Sundays inside. Sunday night inside. Wednesday night inside. We go to a matinee on Friday nights inside. We watch our TV inside. We sleep inside. We wake up inside. We go to work more than likely inside. Do you understand? Ever since those went away, and this illusion that was created, that was the last time you're going to see all that. Even though they'll leave remnants of it here and there. Chattanooga Choo Choo is that right there. Because underneath Chattanooga is a city. It's crazy. The people are they're going at each other and don't even know all the answers are right under everything. And the city, ever since then, the reset. You got to remember the cities have built and built and built and built. So that's generation inside now. Not only have you been inside on everything that I've been telling you, you've been inside in the cities. They say the city lights, city night lights or whatever. Well, that's meant to cover up the zodiac. So you can never see it. Never see it. Ever, 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 ever. So that city spirit, what's going to happen with it'll have to just erupt and burn like the phoenix, burn out, because they ain't going to listen. They've been there. That's concrete in their mind. Whatever city it is. Oh no, my great grandfather, they built this, and it's like, well, they were lied to. It's all about control. That's what it is. It's all about control, and y'all know that. But they decided on it's time to, we have radio, we got television coming, newspapers, we've always had pamphlets, stage. Now it's time to control them from a distance, which they did, but not to this extent. It was time to really, because they already had control. Now, if they didn't have control of all the different lands, they wouldn't be able to do it. You understand? So in the meantime, these structures in the World Fairs had been there, in the process of them going around, and the Mayans, Egyptians, whoever, over time, because they control it, the whole thing, the whole shebang. You need to understand that if you're into this heavy research or esoteric stuff, and you can't see that they listen from top to bottom. It's theirs. It doesn't matter what it is, what branch of anything. Doesn't matter. You know, this is where all the answers are, and this is, you know, if we can go into everybody's brain from a reset generationally, I can show you. That'd be a wild ride. Is through generations of how from day one, and they didn't lie, they just didn't tell us. You know, and here, and then led you straight into where we are here. Just like cattle. I love you.